Now, in this lecture, we will see based on style and purpose. There are two main categories of communication and they both bear their own characteristics. Communication types based on style and purpose are formal communication and informal communication. So, what is formal communication? In formal communication, certain rules, conventions, principles are followed while communicating message. Formal communication occurs in formal and official style, usually professional settings, corporate meetings, conferences undergoes in formal pattern. In formal communication, use of slang and foul language is avoided and correct pronunciation is required. Authority lines are needed to be followed in formal communication. In formal communication, the first type is upward communication. When communication flows from lower levels of a hierarchy, this is known as upward communication. Information to be dispersed in no longer required to follow a specific chain of command in order to reach its intended party. So, for example, message from worker to manager is included in upward communication. Worker tells his problem to his supervisor. Supervisor tells worker's problem to the assistant manager, and assistant manager tells the worker's problem to the manager, and the manager tells the worker's problem to the managing director. So this hierarchy is followed in upward communication. Then there are some advantages of upward communication. It is useful in conveying the suggestions, complaints, and needs of subordinates to superiors. It gives feedback of the decisions taken by the superiors. And some disadvantages are the wrong information may be communicated upwards, and workers avoid communicating with the superiors. Then, downward communication. Downward communication occurs when information and messages flow down through an organization's formal chain of command or hierarchy structure. In other words, messages and orders start at the upper levels of the organizational hierarchy and move down toward the bottom levels. Responses to downward communications move up along the same path. For example, downward communication in the bank. So, branch manager of the bank sends his message to the financial manager or marketing manager or operational manager. Then finance manager tells his message to the cashier, and operational manager tells his message to his subordinate officer, or marketing manager tells his message to the branch development officer. So this hierarchy is followed. Downward communication provides certain advantages to an organization. So these are the advantages of downward communication. Here, organizational discipline is followed. Then, efficiency. Downward communication offers efficiencies because instructions and information come from the sources in power that are able to coordinate activities from the top of the organization. Then, effective communication of goals and ease of delegation. Some disadvantages are also there. The first is distortion. The message can be distorted by the subordinate officers like in between. Then slow feedback. So there is a high chain on the very big chain of hierarchy. Then there can be a slow feedback from the lower level to the upper level. Then interpretative problems. so message can be wrongly interpreted by the in between subordinates. Then lower moral, given the communication takes and given the time communication takes and the problem with distorted messages, downward communications can have a negative impact on organizational morale. Then not motivating. The next type is horizontal communication. Horizontal means which is in line, which is in same line. It is the formal exchange of ideas between different individuals, departments at the same level of hierarchy in the organization. So there are some merits, or we can say example is, so branch manager is the head, and below branch manager there is marketing manager, financial manager, operational manager. So these are at the same level. So communication between the same level of the people is called as horizontal communication. So some advantages are, it creates friendly atmosphere in the organization. It is fast and flexible. There is no scope for rumors or gossips. Then there are some disadvantages. These are conflicts and disagreements among the workers may hamper the growth of the organization. And the last is diagonal communication. So in diagonal communication, any type of the hierarchy or any type of the subordinate communicates with the higher level, or higher level communicates with the any type of the hierarchy. So for example, branch manager can communicate directly to the managing director, or managing director can communicate directly with the worker. So there are, this communication is followed diagonally. This is called as diagonal communication. So there are some advantage. It is most direct method of communication. It is most selective method of communication, and it is one of the fastest method of communication. And there are some disadvantages. It can destroy lines of authority and formal chains of command. It can leave immediate superiors uninformed of what their subordinates are doing. Then the next type is informal or grapevine communication. As defined earlier, that grapevine communication is informal chat among peers, colleagues, and friends. The best time of this kind of communication is lunch break, tea break, get together, seminars, meetings, etc. So, informal communication or grapevine communication is done using channels that are in contrast with formal communication channels. It is just a casual talk. It is established for social affiliations of members in an organization and face to face discussions. It happens among friends and family. In informal communication, use of slang words, foul language is not restricted. Usually, informal communication is done orally and using gestures. Informal communication, unlike formal communication, doesn't follow authority lines. In an organization, it helps in finding out staff grievances as people express more when talking informally. Informal communication helps in building relationships. So, this was all about informal communication. In the next lecture, we will see barriers to communication. Till then, thank you.